It's time to go racing in the Gatorade Cup Series for the first time at the Denver Motorsports Park here in Aurora, Colorado. We're here for the Amazon 400 for the first time in the Gatorade Cup Series. Jonathan Rains, who won the Pennsylvania Truck Series race here a few days ago, has the pole for today's race. To his outside is the 22 Matt McDowell. Then third, it's Roman Fenway. Fourth is Jonathan Beeford, and rounding out the top five, we have TJ Hanley. Then sixth, it's Mitchell Collins. Seventh place, we have Al Lagasse. In eighth, it's Wyatt Walker. Ninth place is Cement Oskin, with Nathan Ormond rounding out the top 10. Then for the rest of the field, there's Alex Fletcher to his inside, is Anthony Hernandez. Then we have Riley Sampson, our points leader, with Levi Jones on the 92 to his inside. Then there's Mathis Wells and Tyler Fink. Behind them we have Vince Vinta and Sebastian Kukulon. Then there's Trey Rainey and Jeff Bright, along with Trey Wright and Eli Bright. Then there's Stephen Taylor and Derek Hamill, along with Max Anderson and William Bullen. Then there's Griffin Lynn and Alexander Rowe, along with Colton Yo and Derek Bouchard. Then there's Carter Friesen and Jake Galloway, along with Matt Godden and Luke Rainey. Then there's Marshall Burrow and Oliver Galloway, along with Danny Lloyd and Code Luigi. Then we have Anton Charlebois and Joe Jefferson. And in the final row, it's Carter Joey in the 17 who won last race out. To his outside is the 78 of Jay Jefferson. So there's our 42 cars to do battle here at the Denver Motorsports Park in Aurora, Colorado. Let's go on trackside and get the command to fire these engines up for the first time here in Denver.
Drivers, start your engines!
And the engines are firing up for 27 laps of action here in the Amazon 400 at the Denver Motorsports Park. And our Pennsylvania Truck Series race winner, Jonathan Rains, is on the pole for the first Gatorade Cup Series race here at Denver. So 3 races in the books already this season. This is our 3rd race of the 4-race West Coast swing. We will head to Phoenix after this race, and then we'll be done on the West Coast for now in the Gatorade Cup Series. So far, TJ Hanley has won the Daytona 500. Levi Jones won out in Auto Club, and just last race, Carter Joey won at Las Vegas. Will we see our 4th winner of the season, or will one of those 3 try and repeat? Hanley starts inside the top 5. Jones starts towards the front. Carter Joey will have to come from the back if he wants to win his 2nd straight Gatorade Cup Series race and his 4th start in the series. 27 laps here at Denver. Pace car, left turn to pit road. Jonathan Rains, at McDowell, Fenway, Buford, Hanley. The front 5 as they come into the restart zone. We are green for the first time in the Gatorade Cup Series here at Denver. Our Daytona 500 champion TJ Hanley flies by Roman Fenway to lead lap 1, bringing with them is Al Lagasse in the 38, and they're about 5 wide. Further back in the field, you see Sebastian Kukulon in the middle of that. Look at this mess! Into the wall, goes to 34, and upside down! It's Trey Wright on his side, Nathan Ormond in the 24, the other involved. 2 cars get damaged. Max Anderson backing up through the field. The caution flag is out for the first time. And Al Lagasse by TJ Hanley to get out in front. Cement Oskin through to 2nd. Here comes Hernandez for 3rd. Flying up onto Hanley, who did not have the draft, is backed up to these drivers. So as Trey Wright, Al Lagasse's teammate, flips over in turns 1 and 2. Al Lagasse leads the field back to the caution flag with Cement Oskin 2nd, Anthony Hernandez 3rd, Hanley 4th, and Roman Fenway 5th. Hard, scary crash here. Entering turn 1, Ormond will be done for the day, and definitely the 34 Trey Wright will also be done. 2 cars involved in a crash entering turn 1. They were about 5 wide and it wasn't working. We'll see what happened. Caution is out here at the Denver Motorsports Park. Some cars got a little clogged up through 3 and 4, allowed some of this pack to get to these drivers. And right here, cars are making a move high and low. Ormond goes to the outside of the 14. Mitchell Collins, who's slow. The 15, Riley Sampson, are points leaders in the middle of it. There's the 9-5, the 21. I mean, they're spread out about 5-6 wide. And that was just never going to work. And right here, the 24, Ormond. Here comes the 34, Trey Wright into it. 34 cuts down, sees Sampson there. And off into turn 1. Bolin comes up in the 3, clips the rear end of the 24. And puts Trey Wright into the wall hard. There's Max Anderson saving his cars. Wright goes upside down, back on all fours, luckily. Anderson saves his car in the 12 and comes back up, and that's why he's falling back so fast. It's because he had to slow down to save his car. But a scary crash for Trey Wright in the 34 as he flips here in the first Gatorade Cup Series race at the Denver Motorsports Park. And it really had nothing to do with the 5. Why was more with William Bolin? Just a little misjudgment out of that 3 car. I think he thought it was clear up right there behind the 24 and just made some slight contact. Trey Wright goes upside down, hard crash for him. Scary crash for Orman because he didn't know if that 34 was going to go flipping on top of him or what. But those two definitely will be done for the day. And we have our first retirees here at the Denver Motorsports Park. Yeah, I really thought it would have been because of that 5 wide, but really just Bolin misjudged it, got into Orman, and just set off this chain reaction as the 34 skips around on the wheels. And then up ahead, we didn't focus on up ahead, they got blasted by as Al Legacy got into his draft and just flew on around him. Al Legacy, Trey Wright's teammate, is back in front here in the Amazon 400. They all stay on the racetrack. And the car number 38 will be our race leader once you get back going here in the Amazon 400. Coming back to the green flag with 21 laps of racing to go here at Denver. Al Legacy is our race leader. Trey Wright, Nathan Norman, the 2 to retire. Max Harrison back and forth after doing his save. He'll see if he can keep touch with this pack and get in the draft. It is Al Legacy, though, leading this race currently under the caution flag, with Samet Oskin in 2nd, Anthony Hernandez 3rd, TJ Hanley 4th, and Roman Fenway 5th, and Jonathan Rains, our pole sitter, is 6th, Adam McDowell is 7th, Matt this well is 8th, Vince Vinta in 9th, and Levi Shones rounds out the top 10. 2 of the front 10 have won races this season. Back to the restart zone for Al Legacy and the rest of the field. We are back racing here at Denver. Green flag back in the air. Oskin, a good jump, looks to the outside. Here comes Oscar. Does he fake back to the inside? Is the big question. Can he get down for that 48? He's down, but does Hernandez make the move? Hernandez seeing it, stays in line for now. Jonathan Rains a big move trying to get to 4th. He restarted outside the top 5. Single file for the front 3 down the backstretch. Then side by side for 4th. On back to about 7th or 8th. As Adam McDowell comes low with Ford teammate Jonathan Rains. The front 3, though, stay single file at the end of the backstretch. And now we'll see, does the 47 make the move? Does the 48 make the move? They get to the back of the 38, trying to give him the bumper. Push him up the racetrack. Oskin to his quarter panel. Side drives it back to him. Look at the run for Rains in the 4. Big move to the inside. To the apron goes Jonathan Rains. Oskin and Legs go side by side. Rains to the inside of Hernandez. Hanley to the outside of the 48. 3 wide for 3rd. Oskin for the lead up front. Rains trying to take 3rd. The 4 car back up to P3. They'll be looking for 2nd down the backstretch. He has a run to Al Legacy. 38 gets in line with the 47, giving the draft off of Samet Oskin. But look at Rains jumping to the inside. Doesn't care if he goes to the apron to make this pass. He wants to make it. He's driving down beneath that white line. He's going to get tight down there, though. Has to lift. Here comes Fenway on the outside, the 13 car. Side by side for 3rd. The front 2 trying to pull away. Hernandez and the 48 is coming back. Now look at the run. The 38 to the outside of the 47. Oskin goes low. Legacy goes high. He has a lane up there. If he wants to try and use it, he might try and duck back down to the bottom here, trying to get a good arc into the corner. Gets right to the back of the 47, Oskin. He is there off turn number 2. They race nose to tail down the backstretch as Jonathan Rains clears Anthony Hernandez to keep 3rd. Hernandez 4th. And right now 5th is Vince Vinta. He's going to be going for 4th on Hernandez. Now Legacy looking back onto Oskin. Getting to his bumper. Has to lift a little bit right there. But gets a good run off turn number 4. They're going to go side by side. And what run will Jonathan Rains have down this front stretch? They're side by side in front of him. It's going to be a good run. Legacy to lead at the start-finish line. Now here comes Rains. Where does he take that run in the 4? To turn number 1. Rains with the run to the inside of Oskin. He gets down there. Oskin stays to the high side, knowing the run from the 4. It's Jonathan Rains through to 2nd. Our pole sitter coming back to the front. He'll be going for the lead here shortly if he has the draft to do it. No help, though, with that number 4. And currently they stay side by side for 2nd and 3rd. 4th place Hernandez goes up top. Vince Vinta says, I'll go down with you, Rains. And he pushes the 4 clear to 2nd. And now Rains has a run for the lead. Look at the run he has off turn 4. Onto the draft of the 30 of Al Legacy. Vince Vinta is through to 3rd. Roman Fenway, the final car of this pack. And they have 7th and 8th. Hanley and Shones are coming forward. The 23 and the 92. Trey Rainey is currently 9th. Mathis Wells 10th with Stephen Taylor 11th. On back here to about 18th position, which is held by Jake Galloway. And then more of the field backs of this field. It's in little packs, but they are closing in each other one at a time. Vinta uses that high lane to get clear in 3rd. Now trying to run down the front 2 as they stay single file. Rains just content right now, right behind Al Legacy in the 38. They approach turn number 3. Rains a little lower through 3 and 4. About half a lane lower. Gets to the back of the 38. Does he make the move to the inside? He's gonna right here, down the front stretch. He got a good run, take it to the inside. Alexi, though, power off the top side. Currently stays ahead of the forward, might clear him. We'll see if Reigns can fight back and keep it to the inside to turn 1. 38 is going to try and come down. He does. Look at the run for the 95, though. He goes to the top side. Vince Finta trying to outside lane. It doesn't work for him. Oscar moves back to his inside. And now the 47 trying to take third. Down the back straightaway. Here comes Anthony Hernandez, the 48, onto the back of the 95. He once again stays to the high side. Hernandez really likes using that high lane. We'll see if it works for him here. He's pushing the 95. Vince Finta can't get clear. Matt Oskin. He can't quite do it there. The 47 fighting back to the inside. Here comes Roman Fenway back up onto it. TJ Hanley. Here comes Trey Rainey. Levi Shones. Sampson, our points leader. Stephen Taylor, Mitchell Collins, Adam McDowell, Wyatt Walker, Jake Galloway, Fink, Wells, Jonathan Buford's there, Eli Bright. I mean, we have about half the field currently trying to make their way up onto this front pack. As once again, Jonathan Reigns pressuring Alexi, trying to make him make a mistake. But currently the 4 just riding behind the 38, right on his bumper. Vince Vinta is the 1 in third, trying to hope that these two get side by side. 38 a little high through 3 and 4. Reigns once again a good run off turn 4. Gets back into the gas and moves down to the inside. Here comes Jonathan Reigns for the lead. The 38 once again blocks it off nicely like he did last time with the 4. No one so far has been able to make a move on Al Agassi. They did it early on in this after this restart, but now, since Reigns has been the 1 in second, he has not been able to make the move on the 38. If Reigns gets shuffled out, can someone possibly try and make the move on the 38 then at that point? But now Reigns has help from the 95, which I think is going to help him out right here. Vince Vinta is with the 4 of Reigns. We'll see what Reigns can do in 3 and 4 this time. These drivers know they don't want to pull out down the straightaways because if you get out of that draft, your run is ruined and you're not going to make any progress with it. You might actually lose a spot or 2. So now the 95 gave the push to the 4. We'll see what Reigns can do with it off turn 4. Not much. Yeah, that 38 is just so strong currently out front. They're not being able to touch him. Reigns knows pressuring me. Starting on pole, so he has a good car. The question is, has he learned something from the Pennsylvania Truck Series race, which he won a few days ago? Can he learn something from that and use it to this situation right here? Obviously, in that race, he was out front. Can he take something from being out front in that race and try and use it to what Alexi's doing now and determine what he would have done to get by himself in the Pennsylvania Truck Series race had he been the 1 in second? Currently, right now, no one's been able to do anything. We're coming to 12 to go. Reigns is looking again on Alexi. This time it's a good run. This time he gets to the quarter panel, goes side by side, but where's Vince Vinta go? That could determine who gets this lead. 12 to go, side by side, dead even at the start-finish line. Vinta, the 1 in third, just looking to see which lane he wants to go in. He goes high with the 38, now he jumps down to the bottom lane. Puts Alexi to the top side, and Vince Vinta will grab second away from the 38. Hernandez wants to take third. The 48 car come with a run. Hernandez there down the backstretch, getting the draft from the 95. Now they move up, but the draft's already with the 48. He's going to put himself right beside the 30. He's going to get clear of him in 3 and 4 right here. Hernandez looking for the top 3. Gets tight down low, but the 38 also has to lift. Now they are side by side for thirds. Meanwhile, for the lead, Vince has a run. Side by side for the lead, side by side for third. Jonathan Reigns leads at the start-finish line. Vince has the inside lane. Hernandez inches ahead to get to third to turn 1. He will clear him. So now Hernandez is up to third in the 48 car. Alexi fading back as Roman Fenway has a huge run in the inside lane. Fenway from 6th to 4th by the time they get off turn 2. And Hernandez had such a run, he got beside Jonathan Reigns, but now Reigns using the draft from Vince Vinta, trying to get clear. Now Roman Fenway has a decision to make. Does he go with the Chevy teammate Anthony Hernandez? He does through 3 and 4. Look at the run for Reigns, powering on the top side. Gets back clear of Hernandez. Now the force to run down the 95 in this draft. This is something that Reigns was doing in the Pennsylvania Truck Series race. He pulled away from second on back, and they couldn't catch him. Now with 10 to go, he's the one trying to catch up to Vince Vinta on the 95. Hernandez is waiting there in third. Roman Fenway in fourth. Alexi kicked back to fifth. Cement Oscar is up to sixth. Trey Rainey seventh as he gets by TJ Hanley. You have Tyler Fink inside the top 10. Riley Sampson looking for a top 10. And back there the squeeze, Stephen Taylor has put Levi Shones on the wall. Shones had to lift and lost about 6 positions that lap. Next in the draft, they've come together for the 95. There was about 5 cars here under a blanket in this draft for the lead. Hernandez with a run looking to take it on Jonathan Reigns. 9 to go right here at Denver. Reigns makes the move at the start-finish line. Where does the 48 go? Where does the 13 go? 48 stays high. Fenway as well stays high. Hernandez trying to split the middle of the 48. He got clear of the 4. Now the 95 to his outside. Side by side for a second. Down the backstretch. The help is down low. The 48 with the push from the 13. Get a draft right on by the 95. Now they have to run down Jonathan Reigns in the 4. 8 to go this time by here in Denver. Hernandez up the racetrack. Fenway comes through on the bottom lane. The 13 car up to P2. And Alexi coming for third. And the 38 coming back to the front. He's dominated the race. He's inside the top 3 now. 8 to go at Denver. Fenway's a run onto the 4 of Reigns in the draft. Looking to the inside to turn number 1. Fenway is there. Can he pounce and make the move? He's there inside the 4. Reigns slid the racetrack. And now they're side by side for the lead down the backstretch. It's Roman Fenway down low. Jonathan Reigns up top. Down low with Fenway. Al Lagasse, who has dominated the race. Anthony Hernandez to the bottom with help from Samet Oskin. To the outside goes Vince Vinta. The 38 clogged up on the inside lane. Allows Jonathan Reigns to power off and clear for second. Can Vince Vinta do more of the same in third? Trying to clear Al Lagasse. He's gonna. Vince Vinta through to third. Anthony Hernandez, that 38 really clogged up. The 48 might get clear for fourth. And he was behind the 38. The 48 just cleared the 38. He was behind him in 3 and 4. Now 7 to go. Front 4, single file. 5th place is a battle. Al Lagasse trying to keep it from Samet Oskin. The 47 up top. The 38 down low. 38 moves up. Oskin gets in line. In front, Tyler Fink, who's starting to come forward in the 21 car looking for his Gatorade Cup Series win. Wyatt Walker, Steven Taylor, and Mitchell Collins are the front 10. Still anyone's race inside this front 10. We're coming to 6 to go. Fenway blocks the 4 up top. Now the 95 Vince Vinta has the run to the inside lane. Just stalling each other out for a second. Allows Roman Fenway to stay clear. 6 to go here in Denver. The Amazon 200. Right now 4 cars are broken away just slightly. Samet Oskin a dive bomb to turn 1 to get right back up onto these front 4. Hernandez with a run for third on. Jonathan Reigns gets to his inside to the quarter panel. And down the backstretch they go side by side. We're coming to 5 to go this time by. A yellow flag would end it here in the Amazon 400 once we get to the start-finish line. Roman Fenway wants that. He is our race leader. The 1 in second is Vince Vinta. The 1 in third is Jonathan Reigns. But for how long? Because here comes the 48 Hernandez inside the 4. Side by side to the start-finish line. 5 to go. Yellow flag would end it. And for the lead, Vinta with a run on the Fenway looks to the inside. He's there to turn 1 side by side. Vince Vinta inside of Roman Fenway. He'll grab the spot away. Now can Hernandez get the run? He is there on Roman Fenway. Can he get by him is the question through 1 and 2 and down the backstretch. Look at the 48. Clear the 13. Fenway slots in line from the 4 of Reigns. Hernandez with a run onto Vince Vinta through 3 and 4. He's there. 4 to go this time by. Hernandez to the inside the 95. Side by side with Vince Vinta down the front stretch. The Ally Chevrolet for Hendrick Motorsports. Gonna lead with 4 to go here in Denver. The Amazon 400. A fight for the win. Hernandez pushed clear. Fenway though to his inside now the 13 through 1 and 2. Gets to his quarter panel. The 40 at the racetrack will. The 13 couldn't take advantage. Gets back up in line. Alexi coming for third, but the 95 is the help from the cars in front of him. Can the 38 stay there? He can't. Wyatt Walker goes high. And Jonathan Reigns has fallen all the way back to 6th. With Samet Oskin. Griffin is coming forward. Does he have a shot at this thing? He's inside the top 10. 3 to go this time by in the Amazon 400. Hernandez, Fenway, Vinta. 1, 2, 3. Al Lagasse, the 1 in 4th. Just waiting. Vinta has a run. That's for second. They're side by side. Can Hernandez try and pull away? Through 1 and 2. Vince Vinta the inside lane. He'll clear Roman Fenway. He's bidding for the lead now. 48 blocks him off. The 95, though, is there in second. He has 1 fast hot rod. Moves back up in line down the backstretch. Single file down the backstretch. These drivers just trying to catch up to this front field. They know they only have 2 laps to go to their start-finish line. Vince is there. Look at the run for Fenway to the outside of the 13 car. Big move for Roman Fenway outside the 95. He'll clear Vince Vinta with 2 to go and has a run to the 40 of Hernandez for the lead. Alex to the outside also has a run as well. Vinta though staying to the inside. He gets beneath Fenway again. They're side by side for a second once again. And this just allows Hernandez to pull away and try and win this race. Down the backstretch, we're coming to the white flag in the Amazon 400. They are side by side for a second. Hernandez loves seeing that. He's trying to pull away. Through 3 and 4. Hernandez up the racetrack. Vinta just painting that white line down low. The 95 trying to keep the 47 behind so he can have a shot at the 48. Last lap of the Amazon 400. Hernandez leads, but then the Chevrolets of Vinta, Oskin, and Fenway trying to run him down to turn 1. These drivers looking for their first Gatorade Cup Series win. Hernandez never won. Vinta's never won. Oskin has never won. They race 1, 2, 3 down the backstretch. Who's going to get the run down this backstretch into turn number 3 to make the move for the win? Can Vinta get the run on Anthony Hernandez? Can Hernandez hold him off? Turn 3, Vinta is there. The 48 at the racetrack a little bit. The 95 falls him at the racetrack. Here they come off turn 4. Vinta with a run. Takes it to the inside of Hernandez for their first Gatorade Cup Series win. Will be Hernandez, will be Vinta. I believe it was Anthony Hernandez in the 48, and it was. Hernandez has won his first Gatorade Cup Series race here at the Denver Motorsports Park. And by a nose, photo finish here at Denver. It's Anthony Hernandez winning the race over Vince Vinta, who tried at the end but just did not have the run to make it work. And at the start-finish line, by, as we mentioned, about the length of the nose, it is Anthony Hernandez winning over Vince Vinta. The margin of victory there, how about 1/100th of a second exactly. Another photo finish in the Gatorade Cup Series. This time it is Anthony Hernandez with his first Gatorade Cup Series win. Let's now go see the finish results for the Amazon 400. Here's how they finished in the Amazon 400 Denver Motorsports Park. Only one caution flag for 4 laps and 8 lead changes, 7 different drivers leading laps. It was Anthony Hernandez though. Close so many times last season, and he finally gets it this season. His first Gatorade Cup Series win comes, and he will be the first Gatorade Cup Series winner at the Denver Motorsports Park. He leads 5 laps to that victory, as Vince Vinta, the one in second, was just a few inches, a few feet late on making that move for the win. Cement Oskin in third. Alexi dominated the race, 13 and 27 laps led. He ends up with a 4th place finish, and Roman Fenway rounds out the top 5. Then Jonathan Rains from the pole ends up 6th, with Levi Schoen 7th, Griffin Lynn 8th, Tyler Fick 9th, and Mitchell Collins, the final driver, inside the top 10. Looking at the top 20, the front 6 led a majority of the laps. As trying to just add up very quickly in my head, I believe that's inside the top 6, 26 of the 27 laps led are there. The only other driver that led a lap, TJ Hanley, who finished 13th in this race, 1 lap led for him. So track position definitely big, but you can also kind of swap positions around throughout this race. We see drivers like Carter Joey, who started back in the last row, 41st, made his way up to 24th, while Adam McDowell started 2nd, ends up 25th. So you can come from the back to not really the front, but more, you come from the back and you can make your way forward. It's just hard to do, and obviously it's a lot easier to fall back than it is to move forward. As Bowen was off pace there in the 3, possibly he had some issues after hitting the 12 of Max Anderson under that caution flag. Orman and Trey Wright retired from that crash, but now let's go see how the points are affected after the Amazon 400. 4 races in, and here are the point standings. Is Cement Oskin still on top of the points list? 50 points over Riley Sampson. So Sampson had it had it after Las Vegas. Oskin had it before Las Vegas. They have now swapped it, and Oskin is back up to the points lead. Sampson is back down in 2nd. Wyatt Walker is now 3rd. He's had a very consistent season so far. Same with Jake Galloway, who's currently 4th. They haven't really talked about Wyatt or Jake at all really this season, but right now 3rd and 4th in points. Can they try and make the chase? I believe it would be the first time for any of them to make the chase in the Gatorade Cup Series. And Levi Schoen, his feel-good win Auto Cup, has kept momentum riding right now inside the top 5 in the points. Then Car Joey, that Las Vegas win, keeps him 6th in points. 7th place we have Jonathan Rains. Then Jeff Bryce 8th. 9th is Steven Taylor, and Anthony Hernandez holds the final spot inside the top 10. So Hernandez that win up to the top 10 in points. All of our winners are top 15 in the point standings. TJ Hanley, that Daytona 500 victory, hasn't been too great since then. He is still currently scored 15th in points, though, and in a wildcard spot, along with Carter Friesen, who's 11th in points, and only 3 points behind Anthony Hernandez. But we're still only 4 races into this thing. I mean, still a lot left to be determined. I keep saying that. Once we get to a certain point in the season, that's when things might start to set in stone a little bit. A driver could finish somewhere like 7th to 10th in, full season points once we get to a certain point of the season. Look down 21st to 40th, Matheus Wells, Marshall Burrows just outside the top 20. Carl Luigi's fallen the last few races. His teammate Sebastian Kukulon just ahead of him. They're right now 26th and 27th. Tyler Fick has made a little bit of a gain up to 28th. Jay Jefferson and Adam McDowell. I mean, there are some big names down here. You have Matheus Wells down here. He's a pretty big name. Jonathan Buford is down here. Kukulon, Luigi. You have Jay Jefferson down here. You have Derek Bouchard, Eli Bright, Joe Jefferson, Max Anderson, Trey Rainey. These are some big names down here towards the bottom of the points list. And Trey Wright, 3 DNFs in 4 races. He needs something to go right for him at this point in the season. As currently has not been the start to the season. He's only finished 1 of the 4 races so far in his Gatorade Cup Series season number 9 campaign. We are about ready to be done with the West Coast Swing. As for our 4th and final West Coast Swing race, we will head to Phoenix for the running of the Wendy's 500. I will see you guys then.